Hey everybody, today what we are going to do is we are going to draw some basic stuff all together. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some few ideas on how to draw some basic stuff like how to draw a tree and how to draw maybe a house, an ellipse, and all those stuff. So let's see that how you can draw those objects in a very easy and a very easily manner. Okay, and also in an innovative way, which you might not be able to think, but in reality, that is very much possible. Okay, so let's go. Let's search for it. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a tree, and I'm going to draw this tree using the number 3. All right. So if I take 3 and if I draw a tree, how is it possible? I will just cut this edge off, right? So I'll just do this. It's very easy. Just write a 3 over here, all right? And then write a 3 over here, right? And write a 3 over here, and then write a 3 over here, all right? And then just draw a straight line and just draw a root. Very easy stuff. So in reality, if we just expand this and if we make it a little bigger, then how will it happen? In this way, what we do this, right? And then we draw like this, right? Right? So this is how you draw a tree. But if you figure it out, it is just nothing but a 3. Take this, take this, take this, and take this, right? So just you can draw a tree using the number 3. That's it. It's very simple. It's as simple as that. All right. So this is the first object that I have drawn. With this, let's draw one more object, maybe an ellipse. Okay. So let's draw an ellipse. Just bear with me. All right. How to draw an ellipse, but in a very simple way, and in a very efficient way, like where you do not you're not using any tools, like you're not using any protractor or something like that to draw it very simply. So I will draw it in a using my free hand exercise, and it will be that simple, and it will be that near perfect like you are drawing with a protractor. So how we are going to draw? Let's strive for it. Let's see how we can do this. We can just do like this. Yeah. Just keep this finger on this paper, and just keep rotating it like this, in this way. Okay. Keep rotating, keep rotating, keep rotating. All right. When you feel that okay, this time I'm getting a little confident, then I can just touch this pen over this paper. Then you just keep your pen and paper a little closer, make it a little closer. Okay, in this way, when you gain the confidence, then you just do strike it like this. All right. So this becomes your ellipse in this way. And using this ellipse, you can do anything, like you can draw a pot. How will you draw a pot? You can just do like this, and then you can just do like this, and then just like this. All right. So this becomes a pot, right? And then you can just do like this, like you are creating some flowers, and then you can create maybe a flower like this. right? So this is that easy. So yes, this is that easy. Trust me, drawing is not a very tough thing to do unless you take it to be like that. So see, it becomes so easy for all of us. So this becomes a pot. It started from an ellipse, and I have drawn an ellipse in a very constructive way, in a very easy way, so that you don't need to bang your head on. You're like, how do I draw an ellipse? Using, and you might think of using a protractor for drawing it, but not necessary. It is not required. When you have your hand, when God has gifted you with a hand, then you don't need to, use any sort of, utensils to draw that perfectly, because you know that by using protractor you can definitely draw an ellipse or a circle in a very easy way. But to be very honest, it is not the way to draw, because when you draw something, when you draw an object, where the real tests actually arrive, where the real test is, how do you draw everything with this free hand technique, not using any kind of utensils, right? So it okay, so this has become one tree, and then we have done one pot. So next, I'm going to do something like, maybe I'm going to do a face, a human face. Okay. So how do you draw a human face? If I ask you to draw, how will you draw? You might draw like maybe this. You will try to draw a circle first, and then you're going to draw eyes like this, right? And then you're going to draw nose, maybe, and then you're going to draw like this, right? It becomes a face, right? But how if I draw this thing, but in a different way, in a very constructive way, in an innovative way? How about that? Let's see how we can draw this. I'm going to draw a face from a question mark. All right. Yes, from a question mark. How I'm going to do this? Suppose I am drawing a question mark. How will a question mark be? Like this, right? Over here, I have a question mark. Now, if I just do this, all right, you can see this portion is the here part, right? And here you are drawing a face like this. How is it? This is good, right? School, right? So this is how also you can make a face. It becomes very easy for you to understand that how you can use a symbol to draw something like this. So this becomes much easier. This becomes pretty easier, right? So this is the thing. So this is how you can, make different objects. Okay. So apart from this, what we can do, we can draw maybe a fish, or we can draw a martini glass. Okay, let's go with a martini glass, right? How to draw a martini glass? Let's draw. Just a moment. Okay, we go there. All right. So let's draw a martini glass now. How do we draw that? Okay, so if we draw a martini glass, what will come to our mind first? How to draw it? How to draw it very simply? We will try to do maybe an ellipse first, in this way, maybe in this way, right? And then we will just do this, right? And then we will just do this, right? In this way, we can draw a martini glass, right? So this becomes very easy when we do like this. But what if I do it in a different way? Can you make something out of this? Because see that this posture of a martini glass very much represents the letter Y, isn't it? So why don't we draw a Y first and then we draw an ellipse over it? Will it do? I think it will, right? So this is how we can make different objects from the existing alphabets or numeric any numbers or something like that. So we can definitely make use of them, and we can produce different form of objects out of it, right? So this is one of them. So how we are going to draw this? We are going to draw it in this way. Let's make it very very simple, right? We are going to draw a Y first, a big Y, right? Right, in this way. And then we are going to draw an ellipse. See, it becomes easier for you to draw the ellipse now. From here to here, and from here to here, right? And then over here you can just draw this, right? So this becomes much easier, isn't it? What do you think? I think it becomes much easier because after you build this base, after you build this Y, the ellipse becomes very easier for you to construct. Because first, when you build an ellipse, it might not be a perfect ellipse, or it might go out of your bounds. You might not get satisfied with the way your ellipse is made. But over here you just don't need to do anything. You just need to just do this, and then just do this, just do like this. That's it. Your ellipse is done. So this is how you can make an ellipse with a cone. So it becomes a cone, right? So how a cone is prepared, that is also a question. You can just prepare a cone using this ellipse and a triangle, just like this. Okay, so this is how you can make these things very easy, these objects very very easy, pretty easy for you, right? So next, what we can do next? Okay, let us think. Okay, let's take one of the basic things that we try to learn, that is a house. I have already shown in many of my videos that how to draw a house, right? You have seen many type of houses that I've made, like maybe it can be very very simple, it can be very very basic, or some of them might be are constructive, they are having a detail or something like that. But over here, what we are going to do is we are going to take a very basic stuff. We are going to use different geometrical shapes to make a house, right? So how we are going to do it? We are going to do it like this. First, we will jot down all those objects, all those geometrical shapes that will be required for a house, right? So what will be required to make a house? First of all, a triangle, right? Then we need a rectangle, right? Then we need a parallelogram, or you can say a quadrilateral, right? And then what we can do is, just a moment. Yes, and then what we can do is we can just take one more rectangle in this way. Yeah, see, these are the objects, these are the geometrical shapes that basically builds a house. So if I bring it closer to this will be completed, and if I bring this closer to this portion will be completed, right? So now let me construct it in this way, make it, and then do this, do this, do this, and then do this, make it like this, and make it like this, right? So this becomes your house, right? Over here, again, I'm using a square and I'm using two straight lines. Okay, so this actually, so what, like when you do some basic objects, when you do a basic object like a house or anything you take in this world, that comes out of any form of geometrical shapes, that is out of any geometrical shapes, no matter what. Okay, so no matter what you do, you just need to take the help of any geometrical shapes to do this, right? So this is how you can draw several, objects very easily without thinking much. Just do not put much pressure on whatever you're doing. Just make it very simple. Just keep it very simple, and just draw like this. All right. So, for example, if you want to draw a duck, what will you do? Maybe you're going to take a, and not an easy route. I don't think you're going to take an easy route for this. You're going to try very hard so that it looks like a duck, right? So, but if I say that you have got a, like, you can draw it very easily, and you can draw it just using the number 2. Yes, you heard it right. You use the number 2 and you can draw it very easily. How you can do this? Suppose I'm using this number 2, right? And this becomes my number 2. Then I hope you can understand after this what I'm going to do. But let me do it for you. I'm just going to use it. I'm just going to keep it coming. And I'm just going to use it like this. Come here. Come here. And then just drop it in this way. Right? Then all the finishing touches that you need to give. All set. So this is how you can draw a duck very easily. You can draw a duck like this very easily. So what I've done, I've just used the number 2 for this. I just used a numeric 2 for this, and I have completed one very easy object that you might find tougher to do when you are doing. So keep it simple like this. Just think that whatever we are drawing in this world, whatever objects we are drawing, whatever thing we are drawing, no matter what, we have to keep it very simple. We have to keep it as simple as we can. All right. We are not going to put much pressure. We are not going to put, much of a thing on this. We don't need to, bang our head onto the wall to think, okay, what we are going to paint, how we are going to paint. Not really. It's not that real tough. Trust me, it's very easy. The way you take, the way you think, the way you're going to do it on the pen and paper. All right. So next, what are we going to do? Okay. Next, we are going to do something like maybe we are going to do maybe what? We are going to do a fish. All right. Okay. So let's draw fish. How do we draw fish? When you are going to draw a fish, how you are going to do? How you are going to take it further? I think you're not going to take it very easily. You're going to do it in a, much. You're going to think about it. You're going to think deep. Okay, fine. Let's do this. Let's do that, and all those stuff. But I can tell you, I can assure you that if you think easily, if you just work your mind for a bit, then you will understand that making a fish is very, very easy. Because over here, what you are going to do is you are just going to use another geometrical shape and your fish will be done. How? Let's go for it. Just do this. All right? And then you come here in this way, right? And then again you come here, right? Then again just do this, right? and then you can understand that this is the basic shape which is being used for making a fish. And when you just using this shape, then you can just make it a little wider, like this, right? And then you come here, like this, and then over here, just do this, and you come here, and you do this, right? So this is how you make a fish. That's it. Your fish is done. Now you can do something. You can just draw an eye, like this, and then you can just blah 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 blah, right? Very easy. I think it's very easy. It's pretty easy. So actually, the shape that you are actually using here, it is that easy to use, because if you think of a kite, okay, just think of a kite. How a kite looks like. A kite looks like this. A kite looks like this, right? This is what a kite is. So if you just rotate this kite in this way, just rotate this kite in this format. So just in the place of a diamond shape, you are just using it in an elliptical shape, right? So you can think of this and this to be very very similar. This is very similar actually. A kite, the shape of a kite and a fish is very very similar. Just barring that thing that this is having a diamond shape and this is elliptically in shape. So this is how you can make a fish real and real easy. Okay, so guys, I think that you are going to see this video later on whenever you come online, or maybe whenever you feel like, because this is a tutorial that I'm actually making for you. uh, it is a very what do I say, it's a very simple, very impactful kind of a tutorial where I have shown you several objects, how to draw objects using numbers, and very very easily, without stressing your mind, without thinking that okay, I'm going to do this, I don't know how I'm going to do this, I don't know how I'm going to make this work or something. It's very easy, as you have seen. So making drawings, making basic object drawings is that easy. Trust me, I have seen that how easy is this. And I think the last one that I've shown you, I've described that how the objects are very much pretty much similar with each other. You just need to think that which objects are very much, coming close to each other, so that when I'm going to I'm going to draw this object, I have another object which is very close to this. So I can also draw that object by taking the reference from this object. So you just need to take the reference out of the different objects to make different object paintings, right? Different drawings like that. So this is it for today, for this session. I have just taken this much of examples to teach you people. After this, I think on this Saturday I'm going to again come back, and I'm going to show you how to draw in watercolor. That day will be completely dedicated to different sort of watercolor techniques that I'm going to do. All right. So I'm going to like take maybe a scenery or something, and how to mix the watercolor in a very efficient way. How to do wet on wet technique. There's a technique called wet on wet technique. I'm going to also teach you that. So on this Saturday, I'm going to come with that particular subject, and also in future I'm going to do something on acrylic pouring and all those stuff. And let me see if in this 1 or 2 days I can also come back with this basic stuff, because I have also some other plans to show you with other basic objects that I can show. And I'll definitely try to show you more and more basic stuff in this way, so that it becomes easier for you to understand and draw at your end without taking much of help from anyone, and without spending much of a money by for getting the knowledge of art or something. You can just refer to my tutorial or any other tutorial that you feel like, Nowadays it's very easy to learn anything in any form of art or any form of knowledge. Anything is very easy nowadays. So keep learning, guys, and keep painting. Till the next day, I'm signing off for tonight. Take care of yourself, and I'll be back soon with another live session in coming 1 or 2 days. It's a promise. Till then, take care of yourself, take good care of your health, be well, and good night. Thank you so much.